Alright, welcome back to another episode of my movie review series, episode 158. Now, last week I said that I was going to enter an underworld. Yeah, Underworld 2003, starring Kate Beckinsale, Scott Speedman, Michael Sheen, no relation to Charlie, Shane Broley, Bill Nye, no, Bill Nye, not the science guy. Yeah, directed by Lynn Wiseman. Written screenplay written by Danny McBride. Danny McBride. Wow, who knew? But yeah, I tell you, man, this movie though, Underworld, damn. This movie, man, it was indeed one of my favorite, and still one of my favorite horror movies out there today. Still, to this day, still one of my favorite horror movies, man. I love the Underworld films, you know, you know. Well, I'm not going to say that I love all of it, but with the majority of it, 5 films, majority of it, I really like 3. Still have not seen Blood Wars yet, and it's all over stars. Anyway, yeah, I tell you, yeah, Underworld still one of my favorite horror films out there. You can count this as a horror action horror action. But still no. I remember watching the promotional shot of Kate Beckinsale. She was perched on the gargoyle. She looking over the city. You see 2 other vampires. They make their jump. Then you see her. She starts to ascend, and boom. You know, the ground don't break or nothing. She just lands. She don't crouch down. No superhero type landing. No, she just made that huge, high up, very high up, that huge long jump, and damn, lands right down, starts to walk. I tell you, man, this was right there. I knew, man. Right there, I knew this was much more different vampire film. And if you know me, man, you know me. I love vampire movies, man. I tell you. Yeah, man, this movie, it came out year after the second Blade film. So yeah, and for me, what really attracted me to this, it looked like something out of, you know, Blade and the Matrix. The way that certain aspects of this film was played out. It looked like something out of Blade and Matrix. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell. Now you got a lot of especially the Matrix. Man, the Matrix is an influential picture anyway. But I'll get to that later. But yeah, I tell you, with this movie though, very, very, very stylized. A lot of great action in this movie. A lot of great gore in this movie. I mean, you got the story. You got this centuries old war, this ancient war between vampires and lycans. Lycans is the ancient species of werewolf. So yeah, man, vampires versus werewolves. You never see anything like that. Never see anything like that. I mean, of course, you may have with the House of Frankenstein. You've seen the Wolfman versus Dracula. You've seen anything like that. That's what they did. But I'm talking about with the way this movie was played on the highest scale that has been sent. The high scale that has been sent. You know, for this particular era. You've never seen anything like it before. So yeah, this movie, great, great composition of, you know, the vampire versus werewolf, the entire lore of a vampire, the entire lore of a werewolf. This is a great combination of it, and yeah, you know, what will happen if not only you have a battle between vampire and werewolf, but what happen if you had a group battle between vampires and werewolves? I mean, this is like a special episode of The Deadliest Warrior, if you remember that show from back in the day. But yeah, man, this the storyline goes, you got this female vampire named Celine, played by Kate Beckinsale, of course, and she's tracking two lichens. But yeah, her mission though, her duty, yeah, she's a death dealer. She death dealer is a vampire specializing in assassinating lichens. So yeah, her mission though, it just go beyond the duty of what she really does, because she's also out for revenge. She been told, 600 years, man. She been living with this knowledge of lichens have slaughtered her family. For 600 years, she been living with that. So this is a very personal mission for her. I mean, yeah, she's tracking two lichens, and these two lichens, these two werewolves, they're after this guy named Michael Corvin, played by Scott Speedman. But yeah, I tell you, Michael, he's being hunted. Celine is going after them, and then you got the werewolf leader Lucian, played by Michael Sheen, I believe. I'm sure of. Yeah, but yeah, yeah, he's the leader of the lichens. So yeah, Lucian, he found a way kill the kill the vampires with these specialized UV bullets, UV ultraviolet. If you've seen the Blade films, ultraviolet light. It's like artificial sunlight. So these things made into the bullets. It's once you put that into the vampire, it's over for. So yeah, now that shit is out there on the streets, out there in the hands of a lichen. We actually got they actually got a real fighting chance in ending this war. So when Celine, when she locates the lichens, their den, and learns about the bullets, You know, there's secrets out. So later on, Celine, she, she urges an uh, an all-out attack on the Lycans. She urges an all-out attack on them, but a vampire named Craven, he ain't down for it. He dismissed the whole thing. So when Celine finds out that the Lycans were after Corvin, she goes and help him out, basically. Yeah, yeah, they're after him. He gets bitten by one of the werewolves. The whole fight goes down. Yeah, he gets bitten by the werewolves. Yeah, so Celine, she attempts to help out Michael, and then we find out that we find inside this story that these two are starting to have a nice little attraction for each other. So so Victor, an elder vampire, Victor, an elder vampire, awakened from his hibernation a bit too early. It's not his time to run the group. It was supposed to be Marcus, another elder vampire. Yeah, it's supposed to be him that's supposed to wake up next. But nah, they had to get Victor because Celine, she need some guidance. Things are really starting to go haywire between this whole ordeal. But then this vampire Craven, he's a bit little shady, man. You can tell things are not straight and narrow with him. This cat, he's really going into business for himself. Of course, later on, we find out that Craven is one treacherous son of a bitch, man. He's working with Lucian. Nice little collaboration with Lucian. The reason why the vampires and the reason why the werewolves they want this guy Michael is because uh, they're looking for someone to be a hybrid, the combination of vampire and Lycan. So once Michael, he's already bitten by the Lycan. So once the next full moon comes around, he's going to transform. But when the vampires find out about Michael, one of the female vampires, she was about to feed on him until she about to have a little fun. She's gonna feed on him until she saw that he was bitten. So she tells Celine about it. Celine, that's when she goes and help she goes to help out Michael. So man, I tell you, this movie though, very, 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 very stylish in the action department because a lot of we got a lot of gunplay, going down here. I'll tell you something about these lichens though. These werewolves, yeah, transform as far as as far as their transformation is concerned, you know, they don't have to they don't have to wait for the full moon. They have evolved to the point that they can transform at will. So yeah, like I said, man, you never see anything like this on this type of scale. You never see anything like this, man. So yeah, you got these werewolves. They could transform at any time. And the transformation, it's a real cool look in how they did it, real cool effect in how they did it. I mean, nothing will beat Vic Baker's work in American Werewolf in London. Nothing will beat that, because we all know that. But I tell you something, man, this yeah, the way the werewolves transform in this movie, it's very up on a higher scale, and yeah, not higher scale, but it's very very much up there on that higher scale, man. You know, it's real cool how they did it, and I like how they look too. These are some real nasty wild dogs here. Very humanoid wild dogs, man. Very good stuff though. But yeah, once once Michael, when he get bitten by Celine, you know, and he start to transform, you know, we don't see the transformation fully, because they were cutting back and forth, pretty much building up the tension, because this is pretty much the main event. We were hearing a whole bunch of we are hearing a theory, if that werewolf and a vampire, if a person is bitten by a werewolf and a vampire, would they survive the transformation? And of course, Celine, she don't believe the theory. Yeah, he'll die from it. But we saw that he got the transformation, and yeah, he turned into this real nasty superpower hybrid, and a real cool looking one too. I mean, damn, he looked like a werewolf, but it's a vampire also. He looked like the werewolf, but he don't got the fur. He don't got the fur, but he still got the claws. He still got the face, but it's not the dog face. It's more of a vampire face. I tell you, man, it's real great combination. I tell you, what a hybrid would look like. What would a hybrid look like? And this is how a hybrid would look, as far as the this movie's interpretation of it goes. So yeah, man, I gotta really give it to him on that one. Yeah, how a vampire and a werewolf combination into a human look. Well, you got it right here. You got it right here. Yeah, the big battle between he and Victor. Victor, an elder vampire, but he's very powerful though. Very powerful. So yeah, when he takes on hybrid Michael, Michael, he's a powerful hybrid, something very stronger than both vampire and werewolf or lichen. So yeah, when he took on Victor, he utilized that vampire speed, but he was up on a much more it was a much more level. I mean, this is the ultimate upgrade, you know. So yeah, he utilized that speed, you know. Yeah, he was here. Yeah, he gave Victor that shot. Next thing you know, Victor, you know, he's falling down, but Michael's already over here. He falls right down on Michael's feet. So Michael, he's already over here. And there's, you know, yeah, they start trading shots back and forth. But yeah, you know, earlier, like I said, you know, when Celine, when I said that she was going, she was also going out for revenge, and she was told that the Lycans were responsible for her family's death. You know, she got the wrong scoop. You know, yeah. Who was it here? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? It was I think it was Craven. Who was it? 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 It was Craven that told Celine. She got the wrong scoop. It was Craven that told Celine that Victor killed her family. And when she got the confirmation from Victor, yeah. So yeah, you know. So yeah, you know, she was fighting the wrong side. You know, she was the wrong she was fighting the wrong enemy in this war. Yeah, so Celine and Michael, hybrid Michael, they take on Victor, and it was Celine that dealt the final blow. Yeah, took the sword, sliced Victor's head in half, diagonally in half. So yeah, I tell you, with that, yes, I tell you, with that happening, with that happening, Celine and Michael, they are now enemies of both sides. You know, I mean, yeah, Craven, you know, yeah, yeah, Craven, you know, he may have been a treacherous bastard in this story, but you know, a lot of treachery was going on throughout the whole thing. A lot of shady deals went down throughout this whole thing. But yeah, two elder vampires were killed. An elder named Amelia, she was killed by the Lycans, but Victor was killed by Celine. And now that she's pretty much a wanted fugitive from both covens, you know. Yeah, she's on the run. She's an outlaw. We're gonna find that out in the second film. But another elder named Marcus. Yeah, he was yeah, blood from a killed vampire named Singe. Yeah, yeah, his blood seeped down into Marcus's sarcophagus, but he was hibernating, and Marcus, He's the carrier of original um the original virus called the Corvinus strain. He's the original carrier. So yeah, now that he's awake, we're gonna see a whole lot of wrongdoing going down in the future. This movie really did open up a lot of room for future sequels to come. Of course, uh, yeah, but of course, you already know that. I tell you though, man, this movie Underworld, the concept, I love the concept of this movie. Very, very inventive. Not exactly highly original. Not exactly highly original, but in a way, on this scale, it's very inventive in the way they put the whole thing together. I just love that shit. Love this shit right here. But this movie, though, it's a strong movie. Very strong movie. Yeah, yeah, gave you a nice little flashback on why this entire war happened. Because, according to Lucian, you know, he and uh, he and Victor's daughter named Sonia, they were in love, but it's a pretty much a twisted, dark Romeo. I mean, darker than Romeo and Juliet, and that was a dark story. But yeah, this is a much more twisted, dark, edgy horror version of Romeo and Juliet. You know, yeah, Lucian Alaikin. He was in love with Sonia, Victor's daughter, and of course she's a vampire. So and then she was pregnant. So yeah, so the first hybrid was about to arrive. But when Victor finds out, he kills his own daughter. And the Lycans, they were slaves of the vampires. Yeah, he killed his own daughter, made Lucian watch, and they had and they were meant to believe that Lucian also died, but of course he survived. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, I tell you though, this movie though, man, it's you know, battle between I can't say good and evil because both sides were evil. You know, who do you root for, really? Who could you really root for? The vampires or the Lycans? I mean, the Lycans they have a legitimate reason on why they are at war with the vampires, but the vampires, they have a reason why they are at war with the Lycans. And it all started because, well, already mentioned it. But yeah, I tell you though, this movie though, on that it's a very on high scale action, high scale gore, high scale horror. This is a movie you should never ever sleep on. So yeah, man, Underworld, get familiar. You know, should be taking my own advice. The way I stumbled through this review, I'm not too familiar with the movie, but I love the movie though. The times that I've seen it, just love watching it. But still, I have not really gotten my hands on it and haven't really gotten used to watching it. So yeah, I'm not very familiar with it, but you know, got the understanding on the whole story, the whole scenario. That's why I really wanted to do this review. So yeah, this movie though, very high up on that scale, man. 4.5 out of 5. That's what I gotta say on it. It's not perfect, but it's just right there, right there. 4.5 out of 5. That's my review, Jack, and I'm sticking to it. Now, next week, we're going to enter a world that may or may not exist. A world where anything is possible, but if you believe that it is possible, then you are ready to be unplugged from it. Boy, I don't know how I'm going to cover this movie, but I'm going to do my best to do so. Check out my other shit right here and subscribe to me right here. But in the meantime, in between time, Jack, this show is all